bless everyone out there in Radio Land. This is Barry and Karen coming to you from Embracing Marriage Ministries and Embracing Marriage Together and Dare to Be Different podcast. This is going to be a Dare to Be Different podcast tonight again for our weekend. As you can see, our thing kind of changed up. We kind of spruced it up a little bit, put our name on there so you know who we are, like you don't know already. But just to put it up for those that don't know who we are, this is Mary and Karen, and my wife Karen of 20 years will be 20 years coming this June. And so we're looking forward to celebrating it. We made it through it, Jesus. Made it through it.
Yeah,
but
we're gonna share with y'all why we have a celebration.
Yeah, we're gonna share with y'all tonight reason why we have a celebration. Also, too, we're gonna talk tonight. We're going to talk about a little bit about some of the experiences. We was talking about words. The podcast we did last night, and we're gonna go with this "Watch Your Mouth" series. Watch your mouth.
Yeah, that's how my mom.
Yeah,
that's how my mother used to tell it to me when she was upset.
Yeah, she gets upset.
Yeah,
mine too.
Yeah, she used to say mouth.
Yeah, my mouth with a TH, mouth with an F. Watch your mouth.
So I mean, if you heard that F,
that's it.
That was super serious.
Watch your mouth. So we're gonna go with the Watch Your Mouth series. We're gonna do TH because we got education. So
I'm just messing with my mom.
Yeah,
this country. She's a country girl.
Yeah, they were country, honey. They were country. So mine was too. Mine was raised in. She was born in Louisiana and raised in Texas and raised in Louisiana. Yeah, they country. We had pigs and hogs. We had hogs and chickens and everything else. So, but yeah, like I said, tonight we're going to continue our discussion on that, but we're going to come from a different direction. We're actually going to come from talking about ourselves and how to communicate as a couple. We're going to talk about watch your mouth, how you talk to one another.
Right.
And so that's going to be our actual, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Okay. But like I said, always, if we like to share, if you listening to this on YouTube, you can like, share, subscribe. Also check out our website, which is under our picture, bracingmarriagetogether.wordpress.com. Check it out. Go there. We have links for this podcast and other resources that we may have in the future. We'll be doing a blog. And also on tomorrow, we're doing a live podcast. We do one every week on Sundays. Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll do it. At least try to do it at 7. And we do it live. We're going to be on twitch.tv. twitch.tv/embrace_gaming149. You can go there. The link will be there on the actual podcast. You go to announcements to have a link. Click here. Click there and it'll take you to the Twitch page. You can follow us there. You can't subscribe, but you can follow us and just check us out, see what we're about. All right, enough of the news and stuff like that. On tomorrow, also too, I'm gonna do a podcast. Trying to do a podcast that morning. I'll probably stream a little bit, and then I'll probably do a podcast update, letting you know what's going on. So I do those at least once a month. So this is monthly for the month of May. I'll be doing a podcast update, and then we'll talk a little bit probably about June, what we're going to plan for June. Then we're going to go from there. All right. Well, we're going to start with this actual scripture that we did last night, which was Matthew 12, 34 through 36, I think it was. And it reads, O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth good things, and an evil man out of evil treasure bringeth forth evil things. But I say unto you that every idle word that man shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. So I'm gonna kind of deal. We're going to deal with when you pertain it to marriage. I guess you can say it's pertaining to marriage and how it pertains to us.
Yeah.
our biggest thing was we didn't know how to talk to one another.
Mm-hmm.
And this wasn't just something that just happened. This is something that was always an issue.
Yeah.
Because and I have to tell you, the reason why I say that is because I have to tell you about
the beginning,
how I was when I first got married. And when I first got married, I wasn't like I am now. I was chauvinistic. I wasn't delivered, at least in the area of dealing with women, because I was raised by my mother. My mother was real domineering. She was real hard, and I got yelled at a lot and got beat for no reason sometimes. I thought no reason. I did a lot of stuff and got beat for it, and I'm thinking no reason, you know. So, but she was real hard. She yelled a lot, especially when I got older. She didn't beat, because she was getting older and she wasn't as strong and physical as she was when she was younger. So when she started getting older, she just would yell and scream and holler and whatever. And you get tired of kind of listening to that after a while. So, I mean, it kind of caused me to be a little rebellious when I got older. So, what ended up happening, I made a secret. We all have secret vows that we made to ourselves. Inner vows. Yeah. We all had these inner vows that we've made, and we've said to ourselves, this is what I vow I'll never have happen to me, or this will never happen to me, this thing. Mm-hmm. Well, one of my inner vows was, because I had a few, but one of them was that I wasn't going to let another woman holler at me at all. Nothing. I wasn't finna deal with that. She wasn't finna talk to me crazy, because I done been raised by women that talk. And believe me, through my life, up to the point I got married, every single woman I dealt with thought something was wrong with me, because I would flip on them, you know. And I called myself, I was an emotional tornado, which I wasn't. One way, I was never the same all the time. Now I'm still kind of like that. I'm not volatile like I was. I just, you know, my moods do change, but not as often as it did when I wouldn't say some of the places I wasn't saying. Then some I wasn't really grown in some areas in my Christianity, because I got saved young, but I wasn't grown up in those areas. Now I didn't when I going through that. Plus I had felt like I didn't really have a mother, because my mother traveled a lot. She sung and traveled a lot, and I spent a lot of time with my stepfather, and he was a quiet guy. He didn't say a whole lot. And so he kind of took me under his wing, and he became a father figure to me, and he kind of raised me, and along with her, you know, and he kind of kept me from her, because she kind of favored my brother that was next to me over me. So it was kind of a Jacob Esau kind of thing, you know, one loved one and one loved the other, and it was like that. It was that real life kind of thing. But anyway, when I got older, I never really had much of a relationship with women that were ghetto, as I say. If they were loud and they were ghetto, it was a turnoff, because I knew that eventually I had to deal with that. I would have to deal with them talking to me crazy, and I was going to have flashbacks of me dealing with my mother, and I didn't want to go through that. So I got around women who were quiet. As you can see, my wife's quiet. God knew that. I couldn't have a woman like me, because I talk, as you could probably notice, I talk a lot. I do. Now my wife, when I met her, she didn't talk a lot, and she still doesn't talk a lot, but she talks enough to me, so we talk to each other. And over the years, she's began to talk more. And if you get a Red Bull in her, she'll talk a lot. So, that's the only time. Like earlier, I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna do this. Y'all gonna think it's something wrong. I say I couldn't do it because a lot of times we're not right, you know, decent as far as we're just getting out of work. But if I could just record it, not video, just record it, she would have some of the most awesomest things under that Red Bull influence. I have a recording called the Red Bull Message, and that's what she do when she get hyped up. I was in the kind of winding down. I was playing a game. I was running through this God of War now. So I was playing God of War, and I was on the computer because I would leave the TV open so in case she want to leave TV. So I got a way where I can switch HDMI switches, and I can listen, look at it and play it on the computer. So I'm playing it, and I was listening to her playing at the same time, and I was trying to do a particular thing, and she knew I was trying to do it, and I just basically just stopped it and looked at her. Because she was standing over there, I just kind of looked at her like, you know, okay, I'm paying attention.
I told myself I'm hyped up.
Yeah, said that Red Bull done kicked in. So I was like, I could tell, because when she started going and going, I was like, oh boy, let me stop and listen to what she's saying, because she was saying some good stuff though. We were talking about how people carry themselves, and that's one of the things we're going to talk about in a future podcast.
Yeah, about
how to be. I hear a lot of people talking about wife and material. Now, we're going to teach you what that means.
Yeah.
What is it to be a wife? What it is to be a husband? What it is to be a couple?
Yeah.
Not this nonsense that people try to make up marriages. No, that's stupid. So, anyway, we're going to talk about that later.
Yeah.
But the thing is, getting back to subject, when I met her, that's how I was. I was chauvinistic. It made me chauvinistic. I wouldn't let a woman talk to me above a whisper. She did, we was gonna have an issue, and usually I get from around them. I didn't because I had a girl I broke up completely with her. She twisted on me, and I was done with her because I ain't want to have to deal with that. I liked somebody that would accept me for me and be with and not talk to me crazy. And so I didn't know how to handle all this stuff. But I didn't realize that I was talking crazy to the people that was in my life, especially to her. When we first got married, our first 6 months of marriage, we almost split because I talked so bad to her, and I'm not proud of that. I really am. I really talked bad to her because I didn't know any better. And when you have a lack of knowledge, you're gonna do only what you know to do.
Right.
And I was self-trained that way. And I had just made up my mind that I wasn't going to let a woman talk to me any kind of way, and I was just going to, be whatever. They just accept me for who I was, and that's the attitude I had.
Yeah, that I was going to have to just deal with it.
How was that? Yeah.
And what the word you say, when I ain't going to be walking on no eggshells. Oh, yeah. God, all them terms he had.
Yeah, but you have to understand, too, I had a tactless mother, and my mother was tactless. So whenever she said with her mind, she didn't care how you felt about it. She just tell you what was on her mind, didn't care how you felt. My mom didn't know the concept of speaking the truth and love. She just spoke the truth and didn't care how you felt about it. And that's how I was when I first met. I had no tact. I just to tell you how I felt, and however you took it.
Yeah, you just had to deal with it.
Yeah, deal with it. And that wasn't a way to build a marriage.
No.
And one of the things, guys, let me tell you this. If you ever want to get divorced real quick, talk to her and put her down and degrade her and make her feel less than a woman and see how long your marriage lasts. If you don't, and even any relationship, if you don't build up one another, you'll tear down one another.
Yes.
You're either in the business of building up or tearing down. So you have to make the decision as to whether you're going to do one or the other.
Right.
And so, hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. I'm going to switch this camera. Hold on. Yeah, hold on, y'all. Gonna get it together. Cause I don't see. I see.
Probably the way you see.
No, I'm cutting off. Okay. See, I don't see my shoulder. I'm doing both. I see only one hand. So. Oh. All right. So what happens? Going back to what we're saying. Our relationship. My relationship with her started to get real bad because I didn't know how to talk to her. I didn't know how to tell her and express to her. And we argued. I think we had one bad moment we argued in the first maybe a first year or two of marriage. And then after that, all kind of stuff in my life start coming up. So of course, when you get around each other long enough, stuff starts showing up. And so we didn't know how really. We had no premarital training. We didn't. Well, our basically our counselor was, he asked us, did we love each other for real? And we said yes, and we did, and we do love each other. That's why we still sitting here talking to y'all. And so, but as far as us how to be husbands and how to be wives and how to handle life and how to be a blended family, because we were a blended family. My wife already had 5 kids, I had none, so I'm coming into being a father and a husband, and she had to become a mother and a wife, and so it was a real transition for both of us. And the kids weren't small, they were younger, they were teenagers. Three of them were teenagers and 2 of them were preteens, and so they were big kids. They weren't no little bitty kids. If they were little, I could have maybe dealt with it better, but they were almost half grown when I met her. So she had been single for a long time. I hadn't been married at all, and I had been single myself for a while. Yeah. And but I just didn't know how. She didn't either. So we ended up almost splitting because of the way I talked. And his advice was, we had one marriage we had one. Well, since we've been married 20 years, we've had 2.
Yeah. Only 2.
Only 2. But that's good because we had to learn how to be students of marriage. And I wanted to encourage you, if you don't go to counseling, because a lot of times, I'm going to tell you the honest God truth, a lot of times counseling don't work for everybody. And we've had to realize that wasn't our thing. Because all it did basically was give us an opportunity to yell at each other even more. Whose fault it was. It's your fault. It's your fault. And that don't, because that's what you get when you get in the counseling sessions. So people whose fault it is. So now,
because you have you got somebody a little rough and read.
Yeah.
And that was my mindset. I say, hey, we got somebody to go in between.
Yeah.
And I could just say what I've been wanting to say for a long time, and I could just let it out, and I could just let you have it and point you out.
Oh yeah. That's
to show you, look, this
is what you did.
This is, you need to deal with this. That's my thing. You need to deal with that.
And that's kind of how. And see, and then you have to be careful when you have counselors, who they'll sway more toward.
Right.
You got to have somebody that's fair.
Exactly.
If we're counseling people, we actually did counsel a couple of couples since we passed it, and we did counsel them together. If you counseling people, which I really strongly advise, unless you are licensed and certified, don't do that. Don't counsel people if you're not certified to do it, because you can get yourself in trouble. Yeah. Because you can mess their life up and they can sue you for it.
That's
really,
the
they can.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do that. They'll sue you for it if you are licensed. So if you mess up their life, they're gonna come back at you.
And which is probably already was kind of a little messed up before they come to you anyway.
Yeah,
but they'll blame you for being worse. Yeah.
And so you don't want to do that to people. But if you do it. Bring God in the situation.
That's it.
Pray before you start. Give them the word of God. Don't give them your opinion. Give them what the word says about the situation. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's why we counsel people. We tell them what the word says. This is what the word says. If this is your governing law, if this is your governing rule, this is what you set your life and standardize your life by, then guess what? This is what I'm going to use.
Exactly.
Now, if you're a Muslim, baby, the Bible won't work for you, so I'm gonna have to use another tactic because I don't know the Quran, so I can't tell you. I just basically tell you general stuff based on what God will give me the wisdom to say. Based on, because I know a little bit about some cultures that know how their relationships are. Because if we have a Muslim couple come to us and want them to counsel us, we're not gonna turn them away. I'm just gonna say that there might be some stipulations that we may turn folk away if we have to counsel. I'm just gonna be honest with you. There's certain couples I'm just not gonna counsel because of our beliefs and what we believe about certain things. The way marriages is now is jacked up. And I don't want to get in the middle of this stuff.
We ain't trying to get sued.
No, we ain't trying to get sued. And then again, I ain't trying to, accept everything.
We gonna stay in our lane.
We gonna stay in our lane.
We gonna do what God gave us wisdom and knowledge, and so we know we gonna stay
Yeah.
We're gonna stay in that vein.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna.
So we don't counsel. So we'll tell you what we did.
Yeah.
And how we came out of it and what happened.
Yeah. We just give you advice.
Yeah.
Wisdom and the knowledge based on the word of God. It's this wisdom that God gave us.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge that He gave us based on His word.
Yeah. That's what you're gonna get. You're not gonna get any psychobabble. You're not gonna get any psychoanalysis and all this other stuff. Now I can do that because I have the capability of doing it, but I won't do that to you because I'll only question you to find out the problem and enough the problem to know how to answer the question. Because a lot of times people, they'll give you so much information about, because really your whole session is about whose fault it is. Exactly. Why he did me this way. Why she did me this way. Yeah. He's the reason why this marriage is. She's the no. Yeah.
And I tried to do this to fix it. And I tried to do that to work it out.
They tell you what they tried to do. Yeah, and that's why you're the last resort. They come to you because you're it. If they don't, you don't get them straight, they gone. You know. Yeah. And so that puts a lot of pressure on a person when they have to counsel people, because what you say to them, we're going back to words. What you say to them, they take to heart. Yeah. That's why you have to make sure that whatever word you say is not idle. It's empty or devoid of power. That's what the actual word says is amplified. Yeah. Every idle word man may speak, inactive or void of power. So you got to make sure your words have power. Exactly. That what you say can affect the atmosphere of the person that you contact with.
And that is so true. Yeah. Because we all through a lot of years, and we was wondering what in the world is going on, and why we can't get over this mountain. Yeah. Why we can't get over this, right? And we realized something. This word that we got right now. Yeah. And we realized that what we were saying came to pass. All that negative. Yeah. Came to pass. Yeah. We She was talking about how that a lot of stuff when we were going through last year, and we had a lot of war words. That's a term she used. We usually had war of words. We would find out we use words to try to hurt one another, and that's what it says. The word idol, the actual word they use for Jesus saying every idle word men may speak. That's actually it's interesting title. It says it's free from labor at leisure. The word is argos. Argos means free of labor at leisure, lazy, shunning the labor which one ought to perform. So it's a lazy, useless word, basically. Wow. So it says unemployed word. That's what it means, unemployed. He said inactive as in unemployed, lazy, useless, barren, idle, slow. So when you speak idle, slow, unemployed words, because your words have to do something. Exactly. It has to affect the atmosphere. So if you say, whatever you say is going to affect it. If you say stuff to just say it, it's useless. Yes, especially like I was saying earlier. Yeah. When you are just say in the heat of the battle. Yeah. Or you're emotional, you there. And you on that high ride. Yeah. You're not thinking, but the only thing you doing is putting it out in the atmosphere. Yeah. But that's when I notice when I'm like that the most. When I feel like, well, hey, he don't understand. He's not getting it. Yeah. So that's when I'm really, really, really have to get control of this little member right now. Yeah, we talked about that last night too, about the tongue and just blasting and blasting, and I had to realize even from young. Yeah. I never was a fair fighter. I never knew what that meant. I don't fight fair. Yeah. So right now I'm praying because they do have little things on marriage. They teach you how to fight fair. Yeah. And I had to come to realize you don't fight fair. Yeah. And I don't. Yeah. So I'm still praying, still seeking the help of the Lord. No, I have not yet arrived, but I am working. I am working on me. Yeah. When things arise, how to do it fair, because I would come in with both barrels. If I don't stop and think. But the thing is, so I'm still
still seeking God, in that area and getting a lot of help, reading, praying, doing, what it takes for me to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a process, and one of the things that I looked at too, he said not only every unemployed, I like that term, useless, unemployed, inactive word that you speak, you're gonna have to give account of that.
Exactly.
The word it means they use for account is basically you have to reconcile it or something. Let's see what it actually means. And we're gonna speak. So give account. I think that's the word. To give. Oh yeah, it said to deliver, to give away for one's own profit, what is owned, to sell, to pay off, to discharge what is due. So you're gonna have to render account, a debt, a wage, a tribute. So basically things promised in an oath. So what Strong says, that is to give away, that is to up, over, back, etc. So to give away, to give back, to give up, to give over. So you have to pay for that. That's what he's saying.
Exactly.
Every word that you say that's empty and useless, you're gonna have to pay for that.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to recompense, so you're gonna have to pay a compensation for every single word. So you're gonna get compensated by judgment.
Exactly. That's the truth.
So you're gonna have to give account. You're gonna have to compensate for it.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to pay that word back through judgment.
Right.
So now that's why you have to be careful what you say, because by your words, he said, you'll be declared righteous or declared right in the sight of God, or you'll be condemned in the sight of God.
That's true.
So you got to make sure that you don't use words that will condemn and that will destroy. So that takes us to another. I gotta take you to another scripture, which is Ephesians 4. That's the one that he hits me with a lot. And say Ephesians 4 and Ephesians 4. It's Ephesians 4. Should be. Yeah. Speaking the truth in love, which is verse 15, Ephesians 4. But speaking the truth in love, that you may grow up into him in all things, which is the head in the church. I think that's not the one I want. Teach you walk in having understanding tongues. Okay. I'm getting to it, y'all. It's not the one, but I'm getting to it.
Just bear with us.
Yeah. Yeah, there it is. 29 is the one. Let no corrupt communication. Communication is talk or what you say. Let no corrupt saying or talking proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. That's the one that hits me, because I make sure that that's what I try to do. Is let no corrupt. Corrupt means, let's see, the word they use for corrupt. I can just pick this up. I don't mind doing that. The word they use for corrupt is sapros, which means rotten or putrefied.
Wow.
Corrupted by one and no longer fit for use. Worn out, of poor quality, bad, unfit for use, worthless. Strong says it's rotten, that is worthless, morally, literally or morally, bad or corrupt.
Man.
So every putrefied, a rotten word, that no rotten conversation. That's what actual communication is. It's conversation, a word uttered by a voice, embodied by embodying a concept or idea. So logos. So it's actually the word, same for word. So don't let any rotten words proceed out your mouth. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
For that, for the use of building up, edify means to build up, that it may minister or serve grace. So that you administer. The word actually is administer, not minister like you preaching and hollering in a mic. To give something, that you may give grace to those that hear. And so what you need to understand is that God doesn't want us to walk around speaking not only to ourselves, but speaking to others in horrible ways.
Right.
So we had to learn that every negative thing, every rotten word,
Exactly. Come on.
we can't let it proceed out our mouth.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that, like she said, we ain't a riot. Sometimes we make mistakes and get emotional
Yeah.
and say things and
Out of a hurt place.
and out of a hurt place, or
hurting.
and then you turn around, you have to apologize. But once you say those words, they affect you.
It do.
They affect you. They might be idle and useless,
Yeah.
but once you put them into action,
Yeah,
they
that
affect
sting
you.
is like you feel like the sting from
Yeah. That's why the word talks about the strength of sin is the law. The law was the word that God had given Moses in the wilderness. So the strength of that sin is the law behind that sin. God just showed me that.
Wow.
The reason why a lot of sins are strengthened is because of the law behind it, the word that is behind it, what is being spoken behind it.
Yeah.
You say you know I can't get over this, or
Yeah.
I can't quit this, or I can never come out of this, or I'll never. This is an established thing. It's in my bloodline. And my mama had it. My daddy had it.
Yeah.
It's a law.
It is.
So you put this law in effect behind this sin or behind this thing. Give it strength to it. So the strength of sin is the law. So you don't want to strengthen your sin by the law that you had made behind it. You don't want to speak that into existence.
That's good.
That's why you got to start saying something different.
Exactly.
Watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth.
Mouth.
Yeah.
With an F. Watch
Yeah,
your mouth.
Yes.
Watch what you say.
Yeah.
Don't talk any kind of way to anybody just thinking they're just supposed to accept it. It's not finna happen.
No.
It's just not.
No, because we went through that, and I thank
Yeah.
God that he had, he had to realize it. I had to realize it.
Yeah.
'Cause at the time he was saying too much, I wasn't saying nothing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I want to go back to, because I forgot to say that. When he counseled us the first time we got counseling, that was the thing he told us. He told me I need to say less and she need to say more.
Yeah.
So basically we need to even the
Yeah.
playing field.
See, I would never say nothing. I would just hold everything in.
Yeah.
Hold it in and hold it in and hold it in and hold it in.
Mm-hmm.
And when I held it in enough,
Yeah. It's still, we still deal with that.
and it's still, and it just come out like, he be looking like,
Yeah, and I'm troubled. I talk a lot, and she's
Yeah.
troubled. She don't say much, and so we still have to work on that. And we've been married 20
Yeah.
years. When we got this advice, we was married 6 months, and so but after that, we just.
yeah, I hold a whole lot in.
But that's just habits we done developed over years. But that's something that you can
break it.
You can break
break
that.
it. And I am
Yeah.
learning day by day, step by step, little by little.
Yeah. To get out of that.
Yeah. Say something, girl.
Say something.
Say something.
Yeah. Say something and then express it. You can express.
Yeah. In love.
Yeah, you can speak in the truth in love. That's what we just read. Speaking the truth in love,
And a piece
that
of
you may grow. Yeah. So that's the point of you speaking the truth in love, that you may grow. If you just stop right there, that's enough all by itself.
Yeah.
So that you can grow. Because the only way that you'll be able to grow in this relationship is that you have to learn how to talk to one another without breaking each other down.
Right.
You gotta edify one another.
That's
you gotta
it.
build one another up.
Yeah.
Now I already know, and that now, and because I already know that the enemy's gonna try something with not only us, but with you listening. Don't get discouraged if after you hear this, you get in an argument, because you know why? The enemy's not gonna allow that word. He's gonna do everything to stir that word, stir that heart where that word won't be received. So I want you to receive this word, because a lot of times people don't know how to communicate. If you don't, learn how. Learn how to, if you or husband or wife, if you're a person that don't talk much, learn how to talk more. Husband, if you're a person that, her wife, if you're a person that talk too much, learn how to be more quiet. Well, I quoted the scripture last night. I want every man to know that he needs to be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to get angry.
Yeah.
So you need to learn how to be that. You need how to slow down
Yeah.
and listen.
Yeah. So,
If you're a person
yeah,
that
and
talks
like he
a lot.
say, like I say, the enemy gonna come.
Yeah.
But when he come, what he just said, that's what you need to. You don't have to give into it, because
No.
he's gonna,
Yeah.
he's gonna come. least you have your weapons and your tools to fight with.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
we can't stop the devil from coming, but we
No.
can put our whole armor on,
Mm-hmm.
like my husband say, and hey, we can.
Get ready.
Yeah, you can do something different.
Don't be ignorant of the devices of the enemy.
Yeah.
Don't be ignorant
Yeah,
of
because
it.
the Lord said He won't have us ignorant.
No.
So yeah, He'll come, try to do this, try to do that,
Mm-hmm.
but at least you know what to do.
Yeah.
Think before you speak.
That's right.
And what else we said? Oh, watch your mouth.
Yeah. Watch your mouth.
Yeah, just
Your
watch your mouth. You know, like we were saying, what you heard somebody say last night about they have 2 ears.
Yeah. You say speak. Your listeners listen twice as much as you speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't talk as if you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. That means you're supposed to listen twice as much as you speak.
Yeah.
So
and we
yeah.
had to learn, and you
Still
did.
learning.
You come a long.
Yeah.
He come a long way.
Yeah.
I came a long way because I'm learning how to talk, speak,
Yeah.
say. I guess sometimes he be like, oh God.
Well, over a course of years, you kind of pick up each other's traits.
Yeah.
Because I was and I still am. I'm the one. I'm the one that talks the most because I talk all the time, all day. And we both do now because she works around a different group of people than I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I see a lot more people than she does,
Mm-hmm.
and and so these people, it's a lot more people know me than she does because I worked in 2 different departments and I've gotten familiar with a lot of them. And then she worked in one particular department,
Mm-hmm.
and they know her, and they the important people.
Yeah.
They know her. So she works around administration in our hospital,
Yeah.
and I work everywhere. We're security, so we're all over the place. And then I worked in patient transport, so I knew all the nurses and the doctors and the case managers and all these different people that's in different departments that I come in contact with.
Mm-hmm.
So they know me. They see me in the hall. You can ask her. They see me in the hall. And I'll be talking to somebody else. Hey Barry, how you doing? I talk to them. I speak to them. Keep talking. It's just a habit now because I'm used to them speaking to them. A lot of times they won't. Like, I got some people I still don't know because we got a lot of new people.
Mm-hmm.
So the old people that I've been knowing forever, some of them ain't there no more. But some of the ones that I know over years, that they know me, and so
Yeah.
and they even introduce me and tell me like one a few of the administration that do like me because some of them don't, but the ones that do, they introduce me like I'm important. This is a Barry. He's one of our security and whatever, man. I had a lady walk up to our window one time. She was pointing out our cameras. Didn't say hell, nothing. Didn't say hello, hi dog, hey cat, nothing. I asked her, how you doing? May I help you? Oh no, he just I was just hello, and just kept doing, pointing and telling her what it is. She don't even know what it is. I'm like, I'll be the person that can tell you if you ask me. I'm just sitting in the booth looking at you. I'm like, this kind of stuff I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Some people are really intelligent, I'm telling you. Some people, you have to wonder and shake your head. What's wrong with these people? That's a question we constantly ask when I'm at my job. What is wrong with these people? But anyway, like I say, that is the thing that we want to share with you tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And we want you to know that we're here for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you need prayer concerning communication problems, go to our website right there down below. embracingmarriagetogether.wordpress.com. Go to that website. Go on, click on our contact page. Contact us, I think it says, and just click on it. It's going to give you now you'll see our information in it, but just switch it with yours. Put yours in there and just fill it out, send it to us. We get an email, it'll email us. It's a direct email that we get, and so we'll be able to pray for you. We'll be able to pray concerning you, and we respond. We won't just pray.
Yeah.
We just get it, and you'll get a response back.
Yeah.
So we'll respond to it.
It's one thing we love to encourage the people of God.
Yeah, or just anybody. Anybody that reaches out, we're gonna encourage.
Anybody.
But here's the thing, also too. If you're listening to us, YouTube, like, share, subscribe. Also, you can, if you're on the website and that we just previously mentioned. You can follow us on WordPress.com. You can also hit that site, hit that like button down there and a follow button on the website, and we can follow every update that we have. You get an email update, you get updates if you're on Google Plus, you get updates everywhere. So if you're on these different platforms, you're going to get updates. Check us out on Twitter. We're on Twitter at Brace and Craig. Embrace Craig is what our Twitter is. You can check us out on Facebook. It's Embracing Marriage. Dare to be different. So we just want you to just follow us wherever you can follow us and like our content. And like I say, we're gonna do a podcast on tomorrow. Try to do two. If I don't do the one in the morning, we're definitely gonna do the one in the evening. That's the other one is kind of just in the air. But I want to try to give you an update. I won't do it long. Let's try to do it at least a few minutes, so you can at least know what's going on for the next month. But we're gonna get out the way. We're gonna tomorrow. We're gonna basically talk. We're gonna continue from what we talked about tonight. Kind of just share a little bit more about what we learned. And how to communicate correctly with one another. Especially if you're a person that talks a lot and the other one's quiet. That kind. So we're gonna share with you that thing. All right, folks. We'll see you on tomorrow.
And y'all be encouraged, and remember to watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth.
Good night.